So welcome back everybody into another weekly recap. This week we're going to have a look on gold on both the higher time frame and the lower time frame price action, because I want to really improve and identify the higher time frame price points of interest in order to have a better understanding of how the waves of the market moves and of course the price action resulting from it. So we're starting of course the weekend. We're coming from the weekend after the 6th of October with the huge gap up due to the conflict in Israel, and since then we were only moving on a bullish trend. In the weekend that we are watching now, which was the one of the 16th of October, during the weekend we had some minor news of a de-escalation, so sort of peace talking and possible meetings about the ceasefire. So that's where we saw that the market closed at around 1932-33, but it opened around 100 pips lower due to this good news during the weekend. As you can see, we can identify this possible PSA that was left during the previous week on the hourly chart, and we can identify this possible pullback area due to the fact that the conflict is not absolutely over and there was no real concrete de-escalation, was just rumors. That's why we could see a bounce from the key level 1912, as well as the last price point of interest possible demand area on the hourly chart. And we can see that from there the price bounced. We are seeing that the price moved up, retested the same highs of the Friday, so where the market closed the previous week, and retested as much exactly as I look for on the lower time frame. We can see that we have this price action, and when I'm seeing a breakout, I'm not really looking for, so for example, like this, when I see a breakout, I'm not looking for the retest of these highs, but I'm looking the retest of the last highs before the continuation up. So this is exactly what is happening over here. We have this price action. I'm not really simply expecting the retest of this PSA, but the retest of this one for a possible continuation. Also, you can see that the price is making higher highs and higher lows before a possible continuation bullish. This is clear, something very clear on the hourly chart, that the price is making higher lows, and that's where we can identify that this PSA is being respected almost on the dot before the continuation up. Of course, for each move, each impulsive move, there's the need of a catalyst, some news, some report, or some Fed speaker, Powell speaking. Absolutely, we need a catalyst for these big moves. But the overall sentiment is of course bullish due to the war and the conflict in the Middle East. As you can see, then we are making a new high and a possible accumulation over here around 1939, and we can see that after this big impulsive move that was happening on the 18th, now what we're seeing is a huge pullback, a huge correction from 1965. But where does the pullback ends? Exactly at these lows at 1939, which was the previous highs at 1939. We got a top, of course on the hourly is just a top and then a close bullish, but on the lower time frame we're going to see some nice and interesting price action, and then the same thing. You see price moving bullish, making higher highs and higher lows. Of course, this trend line is not really something that you can count off at the dot, but it's just a visual representation of what the market is doing. We are facing this area, this rejection, and we are really forcing our way against it. So as you can see that the range is getting smaller and smaller, and that's where we need a big catalyst before the price can continue bullish. And as you can see, this happened and we broke above. We never retested these highs again, and we just went up and up. We as you can see, as we're going to watch on the lower time frame, we can see that price is making these highs, and this is a price level that is going to be respected, 1976.5, during multiple sessions throughout the day. So that's something really important to see. We can also extend it on the left hand side and to see how this price point of interest got really respected on the dot for Asian session push, London session and New York session push, and also late New York session bounce from this level. So now let's go to the lower time frame and let's start from the 16. As I was saying, this was the end of Friday 13th of October, and this was the opening at the market open. That's where we see the big pullback. I mean, the market is opening, I think, already over here, something like that, or yeah, 60-70 pips down from the market close on Friday. And what we're going to where we're going to get the liquidity to push up is exactly this PSA. On the hourly chart, of course, it's better and it's much more clear, because of course on the 1 minute you see why shouldn't it go over here, why shouldn't it stop over here. But as a scalping trade, I'm not really a limit trader. I don't place a limit over here and then just let it go. But as you can see over here, we have the first bounce at this level. Then what we are identifying is exactly this. So price is rejecting, is failing to make new lows. And you can see that price is actually making new highs. You then identify it even over here on this lower time frame. Price is making new highs. Of course, now this is London session, but also doing New York. If you're just trading New York, you have this idea. So this rejection over here is not absolute, doesn't have to be the price point of entry. Otherwise, the idea is gone, the opportunity is gone. It's okay. It's sort of a narrative. We reacted from here. Now I'm seeing the price pushing up, and as you can see here, we're now doing New York. These are our price point of interest, scalping wise. As you can see, price, we have these highs and these lows, and we have now this nice breakout above. It's quite difficult to enter because it's also the 8:20 a.m. Eastern. So unless you really enter as a breakout, you don't really have the opportunity to get a retest of it before price goes like 60 pips. Difficult to enter over here, unless it was a price point that it was already from before. It actually was, but I wouldn't just use that as an entry point. So anyway, that's the trade idea. Then what we see, we identify that we can have a possible pullback, at least to these lows, because as you can see that this area is exactly the same. So when we see this pivot, we see this movement, we see that, so for now bears are in control. We see this breakout, then we can get the retest of these last lows, not the whole ones, but these ones, and that's where we could get our entry. And I think it will run at least like 40 pips from here, which for a scalp is absolutely fine. So you know that you are playing the counter trend on the high time frame, because we are in this bullish trend. So you are just playing this correction, I think over here. Yeah, you are playing this correction, but as a scalper, that's it. Then price doesn't really move too much in a much clear price action. So we move on into the next day. So the next day, as you can see, this is doing the London. So this is the price action that we analyze. This is the PSA on the hourly chart. So now, as you can see here, this is your PSA of interest. You can see how many reactions you had at this level. Okay. Okay, so we are on the 17th, as you can see. We had these multiple reactions, and you are seeing the price move up. This day, we had the retail sales on Tuesday, the October 17th. We had the retail sales, so of course there was no entry before this time. They were coming good, better than expected, still a bit lower than previous one. This one was also better than the previous one. But as you can see, price did not give this news did not give a huge impact, a huge trending, because of course the overall bullish demand of gold due to the war was predominant. So as you can see over here, we have a spike down. These are huge ranges. Of course, it's 70 pips in less than 1 minute. There was a possible trade opportunity over here at a failure to break above and retest of these lows. This is something that I was looking at. This would have gone for like 22 pips, so probably would have been more of a break-even trade more than that. But when we saw the price is actually failing to break below these lows, which was exactly the same PSA that we were looking for, that's why we can possibly have a high time frame bias, which is represented in the lower time frame break and retest of this double bottom. This is a double bottom, tack, break, retest of these highs before the continuation up. So this could have been a very nice, of course, scalp, more than 50 pips, taking advantage. Yes, I know that the retests were good, but technically the price tapped and failed to break below a very important PSA. Of course, if we would have seen this price action, I would have taken sell, because now there's a huge range on the downside that we can take advantage of. Again, same thing, same PSA, probably could have taken a loss over here because we have a nice breakout. Of course, this is still a very risky because I'm playing this range of 20 pips. Not really, and then I'm hoping that the price will break below this huge PSA. It's not really that I have a big range to begin with. So that's a different scalp, but it's okay to even take a loss after this win. Then this PSA is pretty clear, and that's where you can see that you could see and look for buys. Again, price is failing to break below, now it's making new high. You have a possible retest of these highs. It's not really an entry because at this time the price is ranging, but this entry in this bullish sequence of events is actually really giving you the confidence that the price might break out. And I was looking for a breakout, but of course there's no retest. I would have loved even a brief retest of this price action before the continuation up, but since it didn't give me any, the only thing would have been to have like a buy limit over here to take advantage of this bullish move. But yeah, that's hindsight. And yeah, also we have a quick retest of these last highs, this one, but I mean, would be difficult to enter just based on that. After that, we see that the price is failing to break above, because what we are here, so we are still failing to break above the market close on Friday level, so we can expect some sort of resistance over there. And I want really curious to see on the next day if the price will give us the opportunity for the breakout and to enter in it. So as I was saying, price then fails to break below, fails to stay above. But as a scalper, as I said, when you see the price is breaking below these lows, it's failing to make a new high above an important level, and you see this bearish sequence of events, you have the breakout, you don't have the retest of these highs, which is quite unfortunate, but you have this whole price action showing you weakness. But anyway, you can just wait, and okay, the price is breaking below, we can take the retest of these lows. It's basically the same as taking the retest of this last one. Is the same because it will still be okay, but yeah, the PSA is basically the same. You can take your scalps on the downside because you're just taking advantage of a small range. So we can take advantage of this scalp over here for like 40 pips to end of the session. Then the following day, you can see that during the late New York, price still failed to break below these lows, which are the same ones. So that's where also you can see it reflected on the high time frame over here. The multiple rejections of these highs, the creation of a new higher low, and that's where this is during the Asian session. We have a huge spike up, you have a retest of the key level, retest of this last PSA, and multiple continuation up. You can see also over here, if this think that this is like a New York session, the price action is the same. That's where you have these trade ideas with, of course, these opportunities to enter and to have profits. So then you see that there's huge volume and continuation up. From here, of course, it will be like 100 pips already in a matter of few minutes. And then we have the continuation during the late Asian retest of these highs for more than 40 pips again, and then some sort of profit taking, which is absolutely regular. Now, what we are seeing over here on the hourly chart, this is the London session of the 18th of October. So as you can see, we're over here, 1939 key level, and we have multiple rejection, multiple failures to break above. So you see that the price is accumulating price, and why is it not? I mean, here the price is ranging, but as you can see, if you are here, yes, the price is failing to break above this level, but is failing to break below these lows. At the same time, you can identify a structure where the price is pushing above, against this resistance, and is making a clear flag, clear wedge, with the price really trying to break above, but every time the sellers are not able to break above, make new lows. You can see how many fail to break below, is failing to really have enough volume to push. So that's where you can see, okay, this is a possible accumulation of buy orders, and that's where you see during the late London session, you have this breakout. In this case, you have a really, I mean, if you're entering based on the key level, you can see that after seeing these higher highs and higher lows, now you can bet again for the trend when the price is then breaking above the key level. So you have possible couple of attempts. This one, yeah, even one single attempt, because the price will fail to break below this low, and then you would have a huge profit based on the anticipation that this is accumulation of buy orders, and the price is retesting your key level of interest, is now staying above your also high time frame PSA, which failed to break multiple times, but also you have a very quick minute of and possible opportunity to enter, because now price is above these highs and is retesting it. So that's your brief opportunity before really pushing above quite fast and quite for a long time. Then again, we're coming in the actual New York session. Price is still making new higher highs and higher lows, a little bit more messy, I would say. As you can see, you might take a possible loss over here because the price is breaking above, retesting it, but then it understands that it doesn't have enough orders. Then you have the retest of the key level 1945. So if this is your price point of interest, that's perfect. You could have possible also risky move on the sell side when you see this breakout and the retest of these lows. But overall, if you are overall looking for bullish opportunities, but I mean, even if you take one loss, second loss, then you have this buy win, because you can see that during the London session, later London session, you actually have the breakout above these highs. As you can see, price is clearly breaking out, then staying above the last highs, and you have multiple opportunities to enter. The only thing that is the timing was right before New York Stock Exchange opening, but you can see that we have a push of like 40 pips already, 30 pips. Then you have a first tap of 1953, break and retest for a possible second opportunity. After that, the price will just spike up like around I think 100 pips. Yeah, basically 100 pips from there. And for the rest of the session, you could also take some sells along the way. because you see that the price is not making any new high, but after this is breaking below these lows and retesting. So as you can see that is retesting both these lows and these last ones. So that's where you could have the possible trade opportunity at this candle, bullish candle, after seeing this strong price action. Of course, the same thing is if you're still bullish and looking at the high time frame, you can miss this opportunity because maybe you want another buy at 1953. But again, this is another very good opportunity as a scalping wise. I need to go into London close with multiple then bullish, bearish price action. If we look at it on the, I don't know what did I, okay, well, if we look at it on the hourly time frame, we are looking exactly at this price action. But as the same thing, look at where price reacted and bounced exactly on the dot from there. So we were on the 18th. Okay. So as you can see, we were looking at this aggressive bearish candle that you can scalp your way down, but look at this bounce from the 1939 key level and PSA. From there, the price is just going bullish, 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 and making new highs throughout the whole session. Even before the market closed, the price retraced basically all the way up in a couple of hours, all the way corrected all the bearish move in a matter of really a couple of hours. Then we have accumulation, and now we're coming into the 19th of October, and that's where after this accumulation we have a breakout and a retest of this very busy price action at 1950, which is basically here. You can see how the price gave multiple reaction, but it's of course more clear on the high time frame on the hourly chart. And let's see on the New York session. So the New York session exactly starts after the bounce from this level again. Looking at the high time frame, you can see that this pullback can be your further buy area. But since I'm scalping and I'm looking for breakout and retest, what I will probably look for is breakout and retest of the 1953, which will move up around 20 pips, not much, before correcting its way down. And then again, another possible scalp is over here at the break and retest of these highs for a possible 20 pip more. After that, the price is not really moving too much. And okay, we're on the 20 tick chart. Let me just go back by staying on the 60. Okay. So yes, so this was the possible price action for only 20 pips. And the price is moving down. Failure to break below the 1950 again. Possible another buy area. But again, scalping wise, this could have been a wide range. If you take a sell below here, that would only go like 20-30 pips. The real thing happens after, and I think it was also with Powell's speech. We add after London close, we can see that we have a clear bullish sequence of events happening exactly after London close. We have a price point of interest created, and then a breakout, a retest, and then a good and successful scalp of more than 40-45 pips. Some, of course, spike up and down, and yeah, for me the session is over. But if you just want to see later during the New York, same thing happens. Bullish sequence of events, breakout, retest of both this earlier and this most recent PSA, and the continuation in trend for more than 100 pips just in a matter of a few minutes, of 20 minutes. After that, we're going into the last day. This was during Asian session, and we're coming into the New York session. As you can see, we had a possible very early scalp on the sell side. It's a very clear break. This is a breakout from the 1981 break, a retest of 1976.5, and then a possible 30 pips on the downside. The same thing is a possible buy on it, because this is a strong PSA, as I was saying. It was respected both during Asian and London session, and is going to be respected also during New York. So any entry over here, you still wouldn't be profitable, but it's a good thing because you want to take possible sell scalps if you're scalping, and then taking your buys, or wait for the breakout of this level. One thing I was looking for a breakout and a retest of this level, but since the retest happened at 1981, I missed it. But you have another very good opportunity when the price is continuing bullish, breaking and retesting these highs, and that will go for more than 60-70 pips again. And now in the 1990s, you can see and identify this bullish sequence of events again. Price making new higher highs and higher lows. Yeah, we are failing to break above, but they see that the bullish pressure is way bigger than the sellers ones. So you have a break and retest, retesting not the old highs, but this last price point of interest. This is your possible entry. This will go to the next key level, which is 1997. After that, the price will retrace, and as a scalping wise, it will give us a possible break and retest of these lows for possible sell scalp, and below the 1981 key level for further sells. And yeah, that will basically close off the week. So we watched the whole price action, both understanding the high time frame PSA, because this is something that I really want to integrate to have an overall understanding and, if possible, further trade ideas based on the overall bullish bias, but try not to avoid getting fixed in those ideas and missing out on possible counter trend on the lower time frame, counter trend trades. Because if I'm scalping, I can take the advantage is that I can take trades on the both sides, yes, but understanding that these price points, I mean that I should not take possibly a sell over here, because I want to understand where we are on the high time frame, instead of just fixing on the low time frame and possibly take a sell when the price just bounced from a huge demand area. Yes, the grid might say that, yes, but what happens if it just breaks below? Yeah, okay, if it breaks below, I know that I will have possible opportunities to have an entry, possible retest of these. So this entry is absolutely suboptimal, but I have to really understand and focus on the high time frame areas of interest as well, and then take advantage of the continuation, because an entry over here, because we have liquidity and we have a double bottom at a huge hourly PSA, is more relevant than just being a break of the scalp of the range, if you know what I mean. It gets more relevant, and it can give me more opportunities based on fundamentals, based on the high time frame, instead of just being trading candles just for the sake of it. So for example, I would have not taken a trade over here, because it's not really my setup, but understanding that the price is breaking and staying above the 1977s, which was the same PSA from the London session and from the Asian session, I could stay in this trade and take advantage of the breakout. Or as a scalp, I can simply wait for the breakout of this movement. I had a brief moment where I could buy over here, so really being sharp and quick, and taking my entries scalping wise. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, every week I'm going to do that, and I see you next time.